Chapter 1, New Orleans, 1862. In time, the streets would rage with fire and blood. Soldiers and slaves would take up arms against one another, and the sky would darken with bullets and smoke and gunpowder. It was the way of things. It was certain. With every day that passed, the Negro's voice grew louder and louder. They could sense a revolution, could smell the winds of change in the air. Anger filled the hollow spaces of the city, flooded the streets in a way it never had before, and Archibald knew that soon the anger would spill over, and with it there would be blood. Archibald stared at the dais before him and watched as the familiar red and blue of the Confederate flag was pulled down, ripped from the pole and torn in two. There were shouts around him, the sounds of rage and revolt, yet they were hardly more than a whisper against the rush of blood pounding in his ears. Inside his chest, his heart beat a somber melody, a slow reproach of inaction. He watched as they raised a new flag, one that once stood for everything he believed in. Now, he wasn't sure what the stars and stripes stood for. Everything had changed overnight. "We can't let this happen," Isaiah whispered next to him. Archibald remained silent, watching as the American flag rose higher and higher up the pole. Its movement was a stilted staccato, altered only by the rustling wind. The flag flapped half-heartedly, as if to sigh, then became limp once more. Seeing the flag hanging lifeless against its pole broke something inside of Archibald. It was bad enough, the changes that Lincoln wanted to impose, but the world seemed to be leaning in his favor, and that was something Archibald simply could not understand. He wondered if the world had gone mad, if all this talk of progress was nothing more than a fool's wanton pandering. He wondered idly if there was perhaps some strategy to the move he could not see. Surely there must be, else what would be the point?